Hello and welcome. Today we are back with another video. Usually about this time of the year that we start talking about the new items that are coming out for each year, and this year is no exception. Noble Collection items do not come out until fall, and so we did the Noble Collection catalogs when they came in last year. That was around the end of November, so we won't be able to do the new Noble Collection items that are coming out until a little closer to that time. Hallmark, however, has most of their items out already, so we can see what is coming. Now those do not drop until July. Usually it is about the mid-July area, so we will be able to see a lot of what is coming from them. I did notice that some of the items that they put out last year, they are putting out again this year, and I'm not really sure what is going on with that, unless maybe they just sold out. So one thing in particular that I can think of is the Whomping Willow tree that is the tree topper, and it does show that it is coming soon. And so I can only assume that maybe it sold out last year, but I did see that it is coming out soon. Now, they could have revamped it. They may have redone something to make it better, but I'm going to assume that it is just because it sold out and that they're just planning on having it back out when the new ornaments come out. I'm not sure of what's going on with that one, but it is on the list for coming soon. I think what I'm going to do with that part is at the end of this video, I'm just going to do like the photos of everything that is coming with the prices to where you can see. Normally we do the ones that are the Wizarding World based, but I thought this year we would actually add in some of the Disney as well. Mainly the ones that I feel like are limited edition or special edition or, something along those lines. But we will try to put up there everything that is coming up for the year of 2025. I also noticed, and I'm not sure how on earth I missed this one, that Hallmark is actually doing butterbeer items. I wish I had known that for the butterbeer season when we were doing those items, and somehow I missed them completely because apparently they did a Loungefly butterbeer backpack. There was also a butterbeer crossbody that is scented, and I'm just really wanting to see those and smell them. I will have a Hallmark close to where I'm going for this weekend, so I'm going to try to swing by that one and see if they have them in stock to where we can get more information about it. Butterbeer is definitely one of those hit and miss type things. You either have something that is like a legit butterbeer, or sometimes it's more of just that butterscotch, and that's not what real butterbeer is. The real butterbeer has a true shortbread flavor that's in it as well, to give it that one-of-a-kind taste. And so when I smell the butterbeer fragrances, I'm expecting to smell all of the areas. So hopefully we can find that this weekend and be able to give you our opinions on that one. Maybe add them to our collection. We'll see. They also did a lounge pant and shirt that is supposed to be at Hallmark. So maybe we'll be able to find that one as well and see what we think about it. So it's not just the design that we would be looking for. It's going to be the quality, the feel, whether we think it will stand up, if it is actually like an iron-on type item, or if it's a screen print or what it is, so we can give you an idea as to whether or not we think it would be a good thing for your money or whether we think it probably won't last long. So we're going to be looking for those also. And then one of the other items that Hallmark put out that I really want to see in person is they did a potion snow globe. It looks like an orb that is a potion that is sitting on top of books. I'm real curious as to what that looks like in person too, whether it's going to look like something that's fairly authentic looking or whether it's going to look like something that's not really what I feel like would be worth the money. So we're going to see if we can find that one also. So I really do plan to get to a Hallmark this weekend, if at all possible, and hopefully they have these items in store to where we can see them. I did go to Walmart a few days ago and I was able to get a little bit of footage, but while I was there, they really didn't have anything new. And I was a little disappointed because when I went through the Lego aisle, what used to be like where they had the clearance items, those are no longer there. They're now just the spaces just seem to be filled. And I didn't even see anything new that they put in the place of it. It just seems like they kind of moved over some of the other items that they already had. The very sad part about that is they had put the Disney 100 camera on sale. And I went back to get it, and they were all gone. They had quite a few of them, and they were nowhere to be found. I went to the clearance aisle to look. They had moved some of the Legos into that area, but sadly it wasn't over there, and there were just some that I wasn't interested in. So I'm pretty bummed out about it because that camera is $100 online, and it had gotten down to, I believe it was like 54 at the store. I'm real curious as to what it ended up going for in the end, but apparently they just moved it, and when they did, they all were gone. So yeah, I was planning on getting it to do one after the move to put onto the top of like the Disney shelves, but it doesn't look like we're going to be getting that one unless we find it at another store because it's just not in the store anymore. And we can still order it online, but again, it's $100 or like $97 or something like that. And I just don't know that I feel like Lego is worth that much. I love some of the looks of them, but I'm more into that authentic look. So like if it was a real style replica camera, I would feel like it would be worth the $100 more than I feel like the blocky looking Lego items are worth $100. I don't know. I mean, I know there are a lot of people that do Lego out there, and that camera really did like move, and it had like the film strips and stuff with it. So that's kind of one of those pieces that I've been up in the air about. We will look this weekend and see if it's in any of the other stores and on sale. And I'm just going to have to make that decision as to whether or not I feel like it's truly worth the price, because I feel like it's going to be now or never. And I'm already gotten to the point that I can't find the Villains set that I was looking at getting with the cassette tape and the Apple and the books. So I'm going to just have to make that executive decision as to whether or not I'm going to keep looking for them or whether or not I'm just not going to get them and I'm going to go for more like real authentic type replicas. So we'll see. I did notice that they have basically everything that is party related clearanced out. It was like where all of the baby shower and the bachelorette and wedding, Star Wars and Bluey and things like that, they were all clearanced out. So I don't know if they're replacing them with new themes or if they're just not going to have that section anymore. If you know, leave a comment and let us know, because I'm real curious as to what's going on with those sections. And while I got to looking, I found one that I thought would be really good for the shelves. And so I ended up picking up this one, and it is a true glass for Tiana's Palace. It says Bayou and Beignets on the bottom of it down here. But that looks like a lot of the stuff that we see for the new Tiana's ride. It's like where they've changed the Splash Mountain into the Tiana's rides in Disney World and Disneyland. And so we're getting a lot of this kind of stuff. And so I thought I would grab this. I don't remember what the price was, like $8 or something like that originally. And they clearanced it down to $3. Now, they only had this one there, so there weren't any other ones for Tiana's. But I thought it didn't really matter because I just wanted one. I wasn't planning on getting like a whole set of them. But I've been trying to figure out like what I want to do with it, because I feel like if I just put it on the shelves like it is when we get ready to do the Disney ones, it's just going to kind of blend in and just kind of fade away. So then I got to thinking that maybe we could use it to put stuff in. I know I could probably like paint the inside of this like just white, like real light iridescent type color, just to where it has something against it to make this part stand out. And then I thought maybe we could use it to put a small plant in, to use it just on, the shelves, like over on the side, and then just have like a little plant that is like a viney type plant that will just continue to grow down. Not real sure. If you guys have any thoughts on what we could do for a DIY with this, I don't want to change the appearance of it other than possibly painting the inside of it to where it just makes this stand out. But what could we put in it to make it great? I mean, it would be amazing if we could do something that had something to do with like the beignets or something to do with Tiana in general. I think Bayou, and I think about them being out and being frogs, and greenery just kind of really like comes to the front of my mind of being, let's try to do something that maybe looks lily pad-ish, or like a place that a frog would feel comfortable or feel like they're able to be safe. And so like maybe a vine type plant that can kind of go around the sides and the back, but not cover up the front. I'm open to suggestions. So definitely, if you have any thoughts as to what we should do with this, please leave a comment and let us know, because whether we start working on it right now or whether we just do it after the move, I do feel like everything is going fairly smooth with the move. And so I do feel like we will be moving into the new area in just a few weeks. So whether we do that part right now or whether we do it after we move, it will be coming up real soon. We need to go ahead and start looking for like the ingredients or the items that we're going to need to be able to move forward with it. We also are going to have some other DIYs coming up. So we're going to be doing some more of the potion DIYs. So if you're interested in that, we're also going to be doing some more MGA capsules that we have from the potion. We're going to be doing more of the dry ingredients for those. If there are any potions or any ingredients that you want to see us DIY, leave a comment and let us know. And if you don't feel like leaving a comment, or you don't want to actually have to log into YouTube, I will put our email address up here. It is mywizardingmagicalworld@gmail.com. So you can always just shoot me an email. We go through the emails every day, so we will pull those emails out and, use those if we can, because we're always looking for more suggestions and ideas. If there is a specific video that you want us to make, leave that as well, because we will definitely try our hardest to make that happen. And then one other thing that I know I really, really want to try and do, but I'm not exactly positive on how to do it yet. When you watch Fantastic Beasts and you see Jacob open his bakery, it's the creatures from the Fantastic Beasts. So it's like the Niffler and the Alchemy, the Demiguise and Rumpant, all these magical creatures. So he makes the baked goods in those shapes. New Epic Universe they have opened up in Orlando as part of the Wizarding World. It is their 4th park. Technically it's their 3rd theme park, and then it's their 4th park including their water park, Volcano Bay. But they consider Volcano Bay just their 3rd park. Going without, it's their 4th park. But in the new Wizarding World area, they have a Paris area there, as well as the Harry Potter part of it. So you kind of get 1920s Fantastic Beasts type stuff, but you're also getting Trial of Dolores Umbridge. And so it's kind of like two worlds colliding, I guess you can say. But they have a bakery that is in Epic. And in the window of that bakery, they have these baked good creatures that you can see in the windows. I have contacted Universal to see if at all possible they may be going to sell those as replicas for people to be able to purchase. Fingers crossed that they actually listen. They have responded and said they were going to send that on to the Epic team and to the merchandising people to see if they're planning on selling them, and if they're not, if they might could add them in. I hope they listen. I have been wanting something like that. I have seen them done up as pillows, like little throw pillows. I don't want them as throw pillows. I want them as actual replicas that I can put on my shelves, because I want the things that look the most authentic and most realistic. So I am hoping, fingers crossed, that they actually listen and they end up getting those for us to be able to purchase. However, if that wasn't in their game plan to be able to do, I don't know that they will actually do it. So my next step at this point is to be able to figure out how to create those in something that we can put on the shelves. So if you know how to make them, or you have suggestions on how to make them, or you just have some thoughts on this kind of process or display items or anything like that that you think would be great for that part, leave a comment or please email or something, because that is what is kind of like foremost in my thoughts of something that I want to put on these shelves. Is I'm kind of thinking about it's not that I'm kind of thinking about, I'm definitely thinking about redoing this shelf. I feel like it is not being utilized to the best of its ability. To be able to put those baked good creatures up here on it instead of some of the things that are up there would definitely be something that I would want to do, and maybe do it more towards a Kowalski bakery shelf. And then, which this is just stuff that I need to do stuff with. This is some of the items that I use for the potions and things, but some of this stuff would then be moved down to the other Fantastic Beast shelf that we have. But I'm definitely thinking that I want to change that one into more Kowalski bakery type of something. And so if you have any thoughts for that, please leave a comment, let us know, or shoot us that email to where we can start getting on, like looking for the things that we would need to be able to make it come forth and be that. Because when we move, there's a lot of stuff that are on the shelves that I'm going to end up revamp and make it into bigger and better. So if you have any thoughts or any ideas or any suggestions on any of the shelves, recommendations for like a new shelf, or even as far as like the Disney ones go, something that you would want to see on a Disney shelf, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, Disney, whatever, make sure you let us know, because we're definitely taking suggestions, ideas, all of that, and we're running with them. And this is a great time for that, as we're getting ready to redo and add and create this whole new studio. Be part of it if you want. We would love for you to be. We have the new Amazon storefront. I will leave that in the description. Make sure you check out that Amazon storefront. It's going to be things that we use in every aspect. They're all separated out into little categories, whether it's for the studio or whether it's replicas for Wizarding World or replicas for Disney. There's going to be a holiday shop, and there's the smart home area and travel items. Everything that you can think of is pretty much going to be in its own little shop area, to where you can click on the storefront and then you can choose which part you want to go into. That is kind of the way that we're going to be setting up this Amazon storefront, and we've already started. I'm not sure how many items are in there. Hundreds, I'm going to say, but I'm not positive on the number. So make sure you check out that. If you haven't checked out the video about the Babila bags, Louis Vuitton, if you're thinking about getting something that is like designer and you want it at a fraction of the cost, check them out. There's also a discount code in there for you to be able to save a few little coins. With that being said, have a wonderful day. And remember, we love you.